All right, and we're live,
We're
man.
live.
Welcome to the pod. Everyone, this is Double N Ben. Thanks for coming on, man. How you doing?
Thanks for having me. No, it's a pleasure to be here, man. I'm good. This is exciting. There's a lot that's going on in the world, and there's a lot to discuss. And I think it's just good that when you actually talk to people, you're not in this echo chamber within yourself. You're sharing different ideas about shit. And I'm starting to sound like Dave Rubin, but still, it's just good to it's good to talk to people about this kind of stuff.
Yeah. It really is, yeah. So one of the main reasons I got you on, I saw your videos on Jordan, Friendly Geordies.
Oh, yeah.
So I reckon this is the perfect convo to talk about, seeing everything is kind of happening today. It's all kind of moving along.
Oh man, it's been one of those things where I think we were saying before we went to air, it's gone from the point of him John suing Jordan in the first place was whatever, technically it's his right, who gives a fuck, but it's just kind of weird in the first place, and the thing that was really annoying about the entire defamation lawsuit was that it was just focusing on Jordan being a quote unquote racist, even though he's a comedian and dude, he was calling him fucking Super Mario. He wasn't calling him a dirty little fucking brat. It was clever. It was smart. And that's Jordan's job as a comedian. So, whatever, that was stupid in the first place. But then when the fucking anti-terrorist unit shows up to his house, or fixated person unit, whatever you call it, that is just, that changes that for everyone, not just for Jordan and Christo. That's bad within itself, but that changes it for journalists, free speech in the country. It's nuts. It really has, brought this thing to a new paradigm shift,
Yeah, it changes it, man. It's going to show that if you're going against people in government, those people in government are going to send a fucking secret police squad to your house and have you assaulted. And in this case, assault your mum and your dog in the process. What the fuck, man? That should not be happening here.
No, it shouldn't be happening here, and it really shouldn't be happening anywhere. But I guess my question to everyone who watches this and you yourself, whoever you vote for, be it liberal, nationals, whoever, I don't give a shit. We might think different politically, but the question is, do you want your leader doing this shit? Do you want him spending all the time, all the resources that he has on a YouTuber?
Yeah.
Do you see how it's just such a waste of time and energy, and it's only making John Barilaro look worse?
Yeah.
And resources. And resources.
Yeah.
Don't these fucking coppers have to focus on actual terrorists who want to actually hurt people?
You would think so. You would think so.
You would think so.
that that's where the fucking majority of the resources are going, not to some fucking 21-year-old journalist, okay? What the fuck? What a breakdown. What a breakdown in our fucking society where that happens, man. And here's the thing. In no fucking way is this going to be a positive thing on Barilago's fucking record. In no fucking way is he coming out of this on top. It's just not going to happen. And without a doubt, I can guarantee you that there are going to be politicians from other states who are going to being emailed and spammed and contacted by all their fucking people and being told this is fucking unacceptable. And you can guarantee those politicians are going to be doing something about it and going after Barilago. So he's just painted a massive fucking target on his back because he's a fucking idiot. I mean, what did he think was going to happen? That's what I want to know. What did he think was going to fucking come out of this?
Well, I think we should look at this as the kind of guy, this is the same guy that turns off his YouTube and Instagram and Twitter comments. He doesn't let anyone criticize him. That in itself just shows an incredible weakness in regards to him being a politician. And it doesn't really help his case at all. And the problem is that he's not answering for the accusations of corruption. He's just focusing on the comments of racism. So you just know this dude is trying to hide something incredibly dark and dirty.
Yeah.
He's not actually answering for the crimes that he's being accused of. If he thought that he was innocent, he would focus on that first, but he's not. He's focusing on the fact that someone called him bruz. Like, this man has the mindset of a fucking 12-year-old. Like, I know 12-year-olds who are more mature than this guy. he shouldn't be in politics. He should be in the mafia, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, legit. This guy is corrupt as fuck. Yeah, allegedly. All right, allegedly.
Yeah, let's not get cops knocking on our door, you know?
Yeah, fucking hell.
I don't have a dog, thank God. Man, do you know what's really disturbing about this as well? Like, yeah, the arrest was bad, but what is really disgusting to me is that you have all these politicians who believe in free speech, and I'm calling out Nicole Flint. Nicole Flint is who I'm talking about in particular. You know, this is someone who's a Liberal MP, and I know people might clip this out of context being like, did you see what he said? Well, fuck off. But anyway, the point is that this is someone who is always going on about, like, I believe in women's rights. I believe we've got to stand up for women. But she doesn't give a shit when Christo's mum gets assaulted. Like, for Nicole Flint to say that she is a politician is like me saying that I'm an airline pilot because I've been in a plane before and I was in the passenger seat. I went onto Google Images to search what it looked like into a cockpit. And, you know, I crashed a few planes into a building on Flight Simulator. So that's like Nicole Flint in regards to politics. She's an absolute hack, and she doesn't. The fact that she went on this massive tirade in Parliament about how disgusting Friendly Geordies is, it's like, why did you get to the accusations of the corruption that he's accusing you of instead of running to I'm a woman? Like, it's the most. It's the same shit that Lisa Wilkinson does. Like, they just turn to their identity and they play victimhood with it, and it's like, okay, whatever, that's fine, but you've got to answer for the crimes that you're being accused of, which she can't fucking do.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Not happening.
So, yeah. Sorry, that's my rant about Nicole Flint. I've just...
Let's bring up one of the articles. So I think there was something from The Guardian. It's just come out 4 hours ago, so this is a fresh one.
Right.
Here we go. Oh, let's see if I can... Actually, I'll just bring it up. Hold up.
In regards to journalism, The Guardian's like, okay, it's not the worst. It's got its moments, but it's not the worst, you know?
Yeah, it's still pretty biased, but I mean,
yeah,
you know, you make do with what you got.
100%.
All right, so Friendly Geordie's producer pleads not guilty to stalking and intimidating John Barilaro. Oh my god, look at him! Look at that smile. He's so fucking happy, man. He knows. And this guy too, the fucking what's his name, Dave or something? Mark.
Xenophon Davis.
No, I don't think that's his name. Oh, Davis. Mark, is it Mark Davis?
No, it's Xenophon. Xenophon Davis, I believe, is his name.
Oh wow,
98% sure.
Yeah.
Must be Greek or something. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's an interesting name. Anyway, this guy is like fucking top of the line when it comes to fucking lawyers. So they are set. There is no way he is getting anything here. But let's have a read. So. Friendly Geordie's producer, Christo Lanka, I don't know how to pronounce that, has pleaded not guilty to stalking and intimidation charges following his arrest over 2 encounters with New South Wales Deputy Premier John Douchebag. Lanka made his first appearance at Newtown Local Court on Thursday following his arrest earlier this month. His lawyer, Emmanuel Kirkasharian, told the court the 21-year-old would enter not guilty pleas to both charges. Thank fucking God. So
thank God.
It looks like so just a brief summary. I won't read the whole thing, but from this, what's happened now is that the gag order of Geordie and Christo not being able to talk about Barilaro, that has now been released. So he can talk freely about him now. And then they've got another court date set for next Wednesday where they'll be going back. So this one was just the initial date, and not too much happened of this, except now they are free to talk about this dickhead, even though he put a gag order on a journalist. Yeah.
Which is insane. Which is just absolute lunacy, man.
It's okay, this journalist has spoken out about me, so I'm going to send cops over to intimidate him and assault him, and then to top it off, I'm going to put out a fucking order to make sure that he can't talk about me anymore. A journalist. It's like, in what world does this work out for John? In what world? Like, it's not gonna fucking happen.
Well,
Like,
I was going to ask you in regards to that, like, where do you think this is going to go realistically? Like, because we have our perfect world version of it versus like the actual version of where it's going to go. What do you think? Where do you think it's going to go? Like in regards to those two paradigms?
Yeah. So the ideal world, Geordie fucking wins everything, and Barallaro's gone. What I think is going to happen is a lot of Barallaro's friends who owe him favours are going to step forward and be like, no, he's all right. He's a good bloke. Don't get rid of him. But I think there's going to be a massive push from Jordan's followers, which is, millions of people. And then you're going to have, he's got like 500,000, something like that, 500,000 subscribers just on YouTube, which means he's probably got a couple of million who actually watch the videos and just don't subscribe, which means he has millions of Australians that watch him and listen to him. So after they've all seen this, you can guarantee that they are going to be hitting up their representatives in government, and you can guarantee that those representatives are going to get pissed off because now they've got all their constituents hitting them up being like, what the fuck is going on here? So they're going to be pissed. They're going to do something. They're going to lodge shit against him. So it's not just going to be the people coming after Barallago. It's also going to be other government members who don't tolerate this at all and think very highly of this country, who took that position because of how highly they think of this country. And now they're seeing this dude abuse his power as a deputy premier. So I think he's going to have a lot of people in government coming after him now, as well as having the population come after him, which means I do not think, is my opinion at this point, I don't think that he is going to have that job for too much fucking longer. Because he's pissed off too many people. And the claims that Jordan is making on him, which he's going to be challenged in court for discrimination and calling him all these things and accusing him of corruption. Barallago has sued Jordan for defamation, which means when they go before a fucking jury, which Jordan is going to do, they're going to present that information forward and show that he is actually corrupt and he is fucking bullshit, which means he's gone. He's fucked himself. He's completely fucked himself because he's an idiot. So I don't see this ending well for him at all, man.
No.
What do you think it's going to go?
Well, I mean, you summed it up pretty well, because at the end of the day, I think when that video that John released has 1 million views, and it's getting nationwide coverage, and everyone is attacking Barallago from every end possible. I don't see, like you just said, I don't see him being in office for that much longer. This is a guy who is like meant to be like sorting out the farming community, which isn't really even doing that well in the first place in Australia. And his top priority is focusing on Jordan. And like we were talking about before, if he really thinks these accusations of corruption are wrong, then okay, focus on that. And when they focus on that in a court of law in Australia, he's just gonna look like a fucking moron. He's gonna have to really like fight for his right and able to like prove his innocence, but that's not gonna happen. Like if Jordan has all the evidence, and now he's got lawyers, he's got Xenophon Davis. I don't see where John thought that this was a good idea because someone talked shit about him on the internet.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary. Man, I don't know if do you know who Lewis Spears is?
Spear? Nah, I'm not too sure.
He's a YouTube comedian. He's been around for ages. I love him. I think he's fantastic. He was talking
real
about
tall dude?
Yeah, tall dude, really cheeky, funny dude.
Yeah.
If you saw him, you'd probably recognize him. He posted a video about John Barallago. And when he did that, as soon as he posted it, I think within the hour, YouTube completely demonetized his entire channel. He got into a lot of shit for it. And he had to be like, what the hell's going on? So, it's been clear that John Barallago, sees all these videos and, he's trying to fight back as much as possible. Luckily, Lewis's channel got remonetized. It was all fine. But, it's just showing, and he also got blocked by John Barallago on Twitter, by the way, Lewis, as well at the same time. So this is someone who he's like a big bully in a high school yard, but when you call out the fact that his mum's cheating on his dad, he starts fucking freaking out. It's the same thing. Like, it's a guy who can't handle criticism, and he goes to ridiculous lengths to make sure it's squandered. And I think national voters, because they're very because these people are very much like, oh yeah, we think with our heads, not our hearts. We're all about logic and facts. Like, they're gonna look at this shit and be like, he's acting like a fucking moron.
Yeah.
I would assume.
I would think so as well. Yeah.
So I just don't see how this is going to pan out well for him. I just don't.
Yeah, it can't. Even if the papers take his side, the amount of YouTubers out there, which is the youth, which is us, there's no way we're letting this go. There's no fucking way. Like
No.
I don't know what your work is like, but everyone at my work has been talking about this. Like, it's just part of the office fucking talk going on. My friends are talking about this. Like, everyone I know is talking about this, which means this is not going away. This is not something that's going to be fucking brushed under the rug. This is something that's going to see its day in court, and it's going to be fucking resolved, man. Like, this dude
100%.
fucked up. I think too much power has corrupted this dude. He just thought he was untouchable, and now he's gone after someone who was doing comedy, okay? Not even real journalism. Comedy journalism. He was ripping on him, making fun of him, and he goes after that dude. It's like, you fucked up, mate. You fucked up hard. So
100%. Well, it's something that mainstream journalists need to look at as well, because they should realize that, like, these are the people that you're working for and upholding. Like, you're really, these are the people, this is the power that you're serving. And the problem is that when you take away one's free speech, that has a domino effect on us all. Like, do you think they're going to stop at Jordan? No, they're going to go for everyone else. Like, it doesn't stop. Like, it's a slippery slope. And, like, that's what he's creating. And, like, I don't think that a lot of journalists within the mainstream media are really grasping at that bigger picture. Like, they're not understanding, like, what this creates. Some of them are. Some of them definitely. Not all of them. Some of them have definitely had a change of recourse. That fucking crikey article that they wrote, calling him like the Pauline Hanson of social media. Like, that just. I don't know where these people get their media degrees from a fucking cereal box. I mean, like, it's just the most ridiculous. Like, analogy to compare Jordan to. Like, they could not be more far apart.
I do like the photo you've got of her in the background there. That's quite hilarious.
Thank you. Yeah. It's actually Scott Morrison, actually.
Yeah, Scott photoshopped on the front.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
100%.
I was actually, it's funny you say that, because I was actually reading Crikey today, and they actually had Kevin 07 go on and give a full spiel about what his thoughts on it were. And he was basically saying the same thing, which is like, these guys can't fucking do this. And he was saying, I think he mentioned, I should bring it up really, but he was talking about how when he was fucking Prime Minister, that the journalists would like follow him everywhere. They would like sneak into places behind him. They would get into functions. They would harass him outside of his house, all of this kind of stuff. And he never did anything about it, because that's what the journalists are going to fucking do. They're always going to do that, because they're trying to get 100%. The fucking news out. And it's yes, it's an invasion of privacy, but when you're stepping into that position, that much of a public figure, it comes with it. It's part of the fucking territory. You have to be monitored that much, because we, the people who put you in that position, want to know what the fuck you're doing. We've put you there because we trust you and we want to see what's happening. So when this dickhead comes out and stops a young journalist, a comedy journalist, from doing this kind of stuff, then what the fuck secrets are you hiding, mate? Like, what do you have that you don't want people to fucking discover?
I know. It's quite disturbing, and like, it's one of those things where you look at someone like Julian Assange, for example. Like, what he did was, obviously he broke the law, but no one's looking at the context as to why he broke the law. He broke the law. He took secrets to reveal to the public that the taxpayers are paying for these war crimes. Like, that's why he did what he did. And, like, if he's got to go to court, whatever, he's got to go to court. But I think a lot of people miss the principle of, free speech, and actually, like, releasing to the public the truth. Like, they have to know the truth of what is going on and what is being, taken away from them, which is the truth. Like, they're not being told what's actually happening in these foreign countries. And like, now you're looking at what's happening with Jordan. Like, he's uncovering secrets of John Barilaro. And now John Barilaro is reacting in such an immature way. I mean, look, say what you want about Gladys Berejiklian. I don't like her, but at the same time, she'd never do shit like this.
Yeah.
She'd never do anything like this. Like, it's outrageous.
Well, I wouldn't think anyone in our political system, in the Australian political system, would do anything like this. And yet we've got this fucking dickhead doing it. So,
well,
I mean,
it's like you said, you're in the public light. When you put your opinion out there and you put yourself out there, you have to accept that part of the job is that you're going to get criticized. I don't understand these people. Like, I don't know, Clementine Ford, and I know she's going to freak out when I say this, but I don't understand when people like her or John Barilaro, they put their opinions out there, they put themselves out there, and then they get tons of criticism for it, and they say, I can't believe I'm getting criticized. What did you fucking expect?
Yeah.
What did you think was going to happen? I don't understand.
You thought it was going to be sunshine and rainbows? No.
Yeah. It's like, you have to just accept that, like, part of the job is that there are going to be people out there who hate you for your opinions. But you just, so what? Is what it is. Yeah. Like, you got to carry on with it. Like, it's completely just shows the level of maturity within these kind of politicians and public figures,
Yeah, it really does. It really shows how weak they are too. They're just trying to, or at least Barilago. We can't speak for the others, but definitely for Barilago, it's shown that this guy is weak-minded. Like, he doesn't, he sees the smallest little threat, a YouTuber, coming after him, and he decides to attack that guy. He decides to send a terrorist attack squad after this guy. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What I'm curious to see, actually, which we still don't know about yet, is the police report. I really want to know who filed that fucking report. Because if that was Barilaro, he is fucked. He is fucked. But I'm pretty sure
who else would have done it?
His driver or his manager. He could get lots of people who are lower down than him to take that blame.
Well, then that person's fucked then.
They'll get a payout. They'll be looked after by him. If they
okay. Right. Yeah, well, but still, like, if you look at the evidence of him stalking him when he was just like, he out of nowhere just ran into John, like, the fact that he was lying, saying he was following him from the funeral and he chased him down, it's like, that's not the case. And when the security CCTV footage comes out that shows that he wasn't stalking him,
yeah.
I mean, does this guy want to end his career in politics? Why don't you just fucking resign? Why are you going to create this shit show? I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, it's so funny too. It's like, he chased after the car and he was circling the car, and then you watch the video and the car takes off and he's just like, all right, and walks off.
Yeah, I know.
It's just total fucking bullshit. Which is funny because surely he would have seen the dude recording. Like, surely he would have seen him with his fucking phone out recording the whole thing. So why lie? Like, it's obvious the truth is going to come out. You know what YouTube is, right? You know how anyone can upload a fucking video? Like, what the fuck do you think's going to happen? Oh, no, that video was photoshopped. Is that what you think's going to fucking play out?
No,
who are you going to convince of that?
I know. It's not real.
Bullshit. Yeah.
I know. It doesn't make sense. And, like, what's really concerning is that, like, I've noticed Jordan hasn't been uploading nearly as much, and obviously, he's got this shit to deal with. I just hope everything within his business and his own health and safety, and Christo's, like, they're all doing okay. Because, like, when they haven't been uploading at all, like, that's when it gets really concerning. Being like, fuck, like, I mean, it'd be hard to do it given the mental, pressure with all this, with all this going on.
Yeah, I don't know them, so I haven't spoken to them or anything like that, but I would assume that they've been laying low just so that they don't accidentally say something and accidentally give John some ammunition. But now, as of today, this morning, all of the gag order has been removed, which means they should be free to say whatever the fuck they want. So I'm looking forward to the next couple of days when they start pumping out some fucking more episodes.
100%.
Which is gonna be good.
That is going to be
if John
very
thought
good.
they were if John thought that they were going after him beforehand, oh my god, man, they are going to be fucking dialing him in. No one else is going to be on fire for now. For the next, month, it is going to be all John Barilaro, and they're going to fucking uncover everything they can. Like, this dude fucked
100%.
hard. What we really should be doing is trying to get in contact with John and be like, "Oh, mate, we're so sorry that you're about to be fucked. You're completely ruined, man. What would you like at your funeral?"
I know. Maybe just take another mental retreat off like you had to for last time, for being called out for being such a lying piece of shit. It's a guy who I feel like doesn't listen to anyone as well within his own team. Like, he's not listening to the people who are around him to actually tell him, if you do this, course of action, that's going to lead down to a dark path in the long term, which you probably won't be able to get out of, Like, it's going to be hard for them. He seems like a hard guy to convince. Like, you can't tell him otherwise. But now he's just dug himself such a grave where he's not going to be able to get out of it.
Yeah. I think he's. You go. Sorry, you go.
Well, it's one of those things where you look at it, and I would think, as the deputy premier, surely Gladys Berejiklian would be looking at this thinking, like, what is he doing? Why is he doing this? Like, why is he making us look like complete fucking dipshit?
Well, that's
what's going on.
That's what they've all got to be thinking. Like, from what I know about politics, which is not much, but from the little I do know, there has to be state premiers. Oh fuck, should have muted that. There's got to be other politicians from other states who are just getting bombarded right now with fucking complaint letters and all this shit, and you can promise that those fucking politicians are going to be coming after John. Like, there is no fucking way they are going to let this slide. I mean,
no.
It's like, politician, from what I understand, which is again, it's not a lot, but from what I understand, it's a fucking war zone in there. Like, they go after one another all the fucking time.
100%.
So what's John
100%.
done? What he has done has just armed all of them, and they are all gonna fucking turn on him. They got no loyalty. They don't give a fuck. They just go after the weakest link. And right now, John is the weakest fucking link, and you can guarantee they're gonna chew him up, man. Like, he's fucked.
Absolutely.
He can't not be fucked right now. There's very little scenarios where he comes out of this unscathed. In fact, I don't think there's any scenarios where he comes out unscathed. Can he build his career back? Possibly. He might be able to.
Can Harvey Weinstein build his career back? I don't think so.
Who knows? Isn't?
Well,
there's some fucked up Hollywood people out there.
Yeah, 100%. They're all friends with Epstein gone on that island. Which is hilarious. But you know what's funny though? Like, regardless of what you think about Jordan, I guess the conversation's about deplatforming and censoring. And these people who we've seen in the past get censored, like Alex Jones, Trump. Now, regardless of what you might think about those two people, it's not about them. It's the principle of free speech and where that leads. Because what you've done is that you've started this kind of game, this slippery slope that where it's not going to end, and you're only going to make them become a bigger martyr. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're only going to give people more of a reason to follow and listen to them, and it's extremely dangerous to do, because you look at Alex Jones, for example. He might have been blocked and banned from social media. Now, I imagine that would have hurt him. But now you look at him, his website traffic, his video platforms get millions and millions of views. It's bigger than ever. It's bigger than it was on social media. And what you've done is that, like, you have given people a reason to go and listen to him. And the problem is, Alex can't defend himself with what people say about him in the mainstream media. So, if they do anything to Jordan in regards to censoring his free speech, you're not giving him the opportunity to reply back towards what the mainstream media says about him. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that. I'm using those two other examples because like it's about the principle of free speech, like
I think what is promising about that actually is I was reading another article today, which was brought to me by someone at work, is that Barilaro actually tried suing Google and trying to force them to take down the videos.
I saw that.
And you know what Google did? Nothing.
What?
They didn't even respond to his email. They just ignored him altogether and left all the videos up. They're fully monetized, haven't been touched at all. So I'm pretty sure that, and I didn't expect that, to be honest. To be fair, I did think that Google would take the side of a politician.
I was going to agree with you.
So
100%.
Yeah. So fucking props to them for not fucking removing it and keeping it up. So that is promising. That is a good sign.
That is a good sign. But they're not even dangerous videos. Like, I understand if you want to, like, you know, I'm not censorship or anything, but like if someone was making a video being like, oh, we're going to be here at this time and start a riot, or we're going to go attack this person's house or whatever, I understand that. This guy's just uncovering corruption.
Yeah.
Like, that's all he's doing. Like, he's not
in a funny way.
In a funny way. He's not even intending any harm. And, like, you know, props to Google, man, for being like, no, fuck you. We're not going to respond.
Didn't even reply. The biggest fucking insult you can get.
John, good luck trying to go up against Google. Good luck. It ain't going to happen. All right? I wanted to fuck Angelina Jolie at 14 years old. I probably would have had a better shot. You know what I mean? Like, I think
we all fucking would have at 14.
Yeah. Jesus. God. It's ridiculous.
I mean, it is pretty fucking nuts. It is pretty fucking nuts. Like, it's so funny actually looking at it on it though, like seeing what's played out, because I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for when John's chatting to his mates about taking on Geordie. It's like, I would love to be there for that. Yeah, I'm going to get him. I'm going to send the police out to get him, and that'll fucking show him. He could not have pictured a more bigger backfire than that. Like, oh, fuck, I wish I could have been there for that conversation, man. I would have been egging him on. Yeah, do it. Do it, man.
Yeah. He's going to go.
That's a great idea, John.
Yeah,
go get him.
I know. It's hilarious. It's amazing. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, it's kind of the question of where are we headed towards with censorship, and like what role do comedians like Jordan and myself and other people have in regards to like holding up those principles towards these people who want to censor. Do you know what I mean? Like what's our role now? Because I think now that that's happening a lot, and it's just happened because we see it happen in America, and we're kind of like, yeah, that's their own shit. But the fact that it's happening in Australia, I think it's a different conversation now. Like, I think comedians, and I hate it when people go on about like, I just have a responsibility, but like comedians do have a responsibility in a way to be making sure that they're fighting for the principles of free speech, because like, sure, what they're saying sometimes might not be the factual truth, but it's their truth. And like, it's important for comedians and like people in general, like just, you know, to really be upholding that. And it can't be a cycle where someone in the government doesn't like someone and they take these drastic measures to make sure it's sorted out, because this is the thing about violence. Like, once you incite violence, like, it doesn't stop. Like, you've opened a door that you're not going to be able to close. Like, Joe Rogan talks about this in regards to like all these riots and stuff in America, but it's a great point where he says like, you've opened a door in regards to violence that you're not going to be able to close. So the fact that John took a violent measure to sort this out, he started a fire that he can't put out. It's really, really dangerous. And what's more concerning is when you have these politicians within the coalition who are completely comfortable with it. And when you see them talking about cancel culture and all the snowflakes and all that shit, it's like it doesn't hold up. You don't have any principles. Like, you don't actually believe in that because hypocrisy is convenient for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once the
So
tables are
that-
turned, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a completely different fucking scenario. And I think I can't remember who said this. It was someone way more important than me. But they were saying the comedians are the canaries in the coal mine. When they start going, when people start taking them out, that's a big fucking warning sign for your fucking society. It means the people who are speaking the truth, the ones who are trying to make a joke out of how shit life is, when they start getting taken out, it's like, oh, okay, then they're coming for everybody. If you can take out a comedian, you can take out anyone. So, and like you said with Alex, which you're completely fucking right about, it's like, look at him now. He's even bigger. He's more bigger than he's ever been in his whole fucking career after he's been removed from YouTube. And then when he goes on YouTube, like when he goes on, here's what's fucking awesome. Here's what I really fucking like about our society. When he goes on fucking Joe Rogan, when he's still on YouTube, all right? That is one of the biggest fucking watchings of all time on YouTube. Within a few days, it had reached 25 million views. I remember people that day, my phone going off. I remember being at work, my phone's just going off. I'm looking at the messages. It's like, Rogan's on. He's got Jones. And then going home that Arvo, I went round to my mate's place and there was like 3 other fucking of my other mates there, and we're all just sitting around the TV just watching 3.5 hours, okay? 3.5. Imagine sitting down watching TV for 3.5 hours. Never fucking happened. Yet, this guy who's banned, okay, gets all of us, gets everyone I know together. We're at the house, and everyone I know is at the houses. They're all with everyone watching it. So when I see, 25 million views on YouTube for this fucking episode, I know it's not that. I know it's closer to like 80 million or something because of how many people are watching each fucking time. So when you get someone who's getting 80 million fucking views for one episode that goes for 3.5 hours and you tried to ban that person, come on. Clearly the ban does not reflect what the fucking society thinks. If the society agreed with you, capitalism would kill the person. They wouldn't be allowed to survive in society because it wouldn't have any supporters. The reason Alex Jones and people like this succeed, the reason Friendly Jordies is succeeding right now is because he has the backing of everybody. Because we trust these people. We can see what kind of stuff they're putting out, and we can see the kind of people they're going against. So when they're going against people like Barillaro, we know this guy's a piece of shit because we can see what he's doing. We can see how he's responding to all these things. We can see what kind of person this guy is. And it turns out he's a piece of shit. So everyone wants him gone. I don't know anybody, and I speak for yourself here, but I don't know anybody who has taken Barillaro's side on this. I don't know a single person who thinks that what he's done is the right thing. Like you said, I know people. I know people who have taken his side and said yes, he should sue for defamation. But those people are saying that because they know that Geordie's going to fucking win in the court. They're not saying that because they want John to win. And I don't know anyone. And again, like, comment on this. I don't know anyone taking his side right now. No one. Nobody.
Well, I know I'm beating this like a dead horse, but Nicole Flint made a statement today in Parliament House saying that it was the right thing that John was doing and he had every right to do it. So there are people who do agree with him. But, there are a lot of sociopaths in the world, so it doesn't blow my mind. But, look,
what's this lady's name again?
Nicole Flint. Sorry, I keep going on a ramble about it. But, no, but like, it's just what you're talking about. Like, there are certain members who do agree with this. Mark Latham as well, he agreed with it. He agreed. He's all for it. He was fully going for it. He agrees with it. So it's just, there are people out there who do agree with this, but it's such a minority. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny minority. Like, it's no one. So
wow. How's their title? Can you see that? Government whip.
Oh my god.
That's her position. Probably. Government whip.
Jesus.
Really?
So much for women's rights.
Fucking hell.
God.
Nah, man.
But yeah.
It's only when it's voting time.
100%.
Do you know anyone in your personal life or your work life that is on the side of Barillaro? Do you know anyone on the side? Like, personally, no?
No, man. I've heard everyone's just been against. Like, not even my parents don't really know about it. Oh, no, not even my parents think this is bullshit. And they're liberal voters, for fuck's sake. Yeah. They think it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't think anyone looks at this and thinks what he did was the right thing. Like, he's been caught. Like, the fact that it's on camera, it's just, dude, once it's on camera and it's on the internet, you don't know what you're going up against. Like, you put it on the internet. And what's more damning is that he's blocked any opportunity for people to comment, to, you know, reply to him on Twitter or Instagram. Like, it's not a possibility. So it's someone who is making himself look worse by the day.
Yeah.
So he's not actually helping his case. And, like, it's just the fact that, and on YouTube as well, this thing is popping like crazy. Like, this entire situation, that's all there is. No one shuts up about it, but it's for a good reason. So I don't know who is supporting him, and what's becoming really disturbing to me is that no one in the mainstream media is challenging him on this. I haven't seen any interviews. I've seen nothing.
With Barlow.
Seen nothing. Have you seen? I haven't seen anything. Have you?
No, I haven't seen anything from Barlow, and I haven't seen anything from Jordan. Jordan, I can understand because he's got a fucking gag order out, so he can't say shit. Barilaro, I think his fucking team would be advising him to fucking steer well fucking clear of anything to do with this. They're going to try and fucking wade out the storm, I think, but that's going to backfire on them.
But how is that going to work?
It's not. It's not going to work. They're going to try. They're going to try, but it's not.
Okay, you burnt that house down on fire. Just the best thing you do is, like, you know, you don't talk about it. You know, you just act like you didn't do it. It's like, yeah, but you torched the house. It's burning down. Yeah, but just, you know, fine. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but if you own the firefighters, or in this case the media, then they're not going to report on you. You know, they're going to fucking leave it alone because you represent them. You know, you're both working for the same fucking person. I'm pretty sure, you know, don't quote me on this and don't take me to court for this one, but I'm pretty sure Barilaro has ties with Murdoch. And if Murdoch runs all of the Australian fucking papers and news, then if they're mates, probably not going to get any fucking negative stories about him, is he? So,
I didn't know that.
And plus, well, I'm pretty sure Rupert owns 90% of the politicians in the fucking circle. Like, the amount of fucking ties he would have, or I don't know if friendship's the right word, but he knows people and he's got people that will act in his favor. It's business. I don't think they're out there doing it because they like him. I think they're doing it because they don't have other options. There's no other media they can go to.
No, but John definitely has ties to the Sydney Morning Herald. That I know.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Which is
but it's owned by this parent company. Yeah, fuck off. Yeah.
This whole notion that they sell of independent always, like, what? It's like if Henry Kissinger ran a fucking daycare. Like, that doesn't make sense. What? Like, it just makes completely no sense. And, like, it's funny because, like, you look at, say, in America with, like, Trump and what happened to him on Twitter. Now, look, I'm not a Trump supporter. I think after January 6th, it definitely has fucked him beyond belief. Like, there are talks of him. He's definitely going to run in 2024. I don't see how that's going to work out for him given what happened on January 6th. I don't know how that's going to happen, but regardless of what happened on that day, I still am in the mind, and again, I'm not defending Trump, I'm defending the principle. I still don't think they should have banned him. Now, if they felt like that he had posts that he tweeted that were dangerous, if you've got to take down those individual posts, yep, I can understand that. But to ban him for life is, even Bernie Sanders said it was dangerous and he didn't agree with it. And that's Bernie Sanders. Yeah. The guy who never shuts up about how much he hates Trump. Like, that's really saying something.
It fucking is. Like, how much more of a canary do you fucking need? That's a bad fucking idea.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this or not. This is fucking hilarious. I don't know if it's still like this. So, if you go... So, once they removed his Twitter, they left the White House one up, but they weren't letting him comment. So, when he made comments, it would just get deleted. But what they've done now that Biden is in, the guy who got the most votes in American history, this guy,
Wow.
which is the greatest, you know. So what
That's
is
crazy.
it? 80 million votes, 78 million
Wow.
votes. But if you go to this is fucking, you're gonna love this, man. If you go to the most popular president in history, if you go to the official White House YouTube page, any video you click on here, you are going to see something fucking hilarious. So check this out. Unless they fixed it. See this?
Folks. Yep.
200 likes, 1,000 dislikes. I can guarantee you any video on this page has a massive... Where's another one of him? Fucking here we go. 2,000 likes to 10,000 dislikes. And they fucking hate this dude, man. Keep in mind, the most popular president in history, his fucking YouTube, official YouTube... Look at this ratio, man. Look at this ratio. They hate this motherfucker.
Is he the most popular president? Who said that? I didn't know that.
According to votes, he beat Obama with the amount of votes that he got in this election.
Well, there were definitely more people who registered to vote than ever. That's definitely a fact. I didn't know he was the most popular. Shit. All right. Wow.
The most.
Damn.
He had 78 million votes. To put that in perspective, we can actually look it up. I'm pretty sure Obama, who is still, you know, technically speaking, the most popular because he had the biggest fucking campaign out of anybody. He had it maxed out at 58 million, so just under 60 million. And that was the biggest fucking turnout ever. And then this guy comes in, you know, the one that everyone hates, pretty much hates, and he gets 78 million votes. How the fuck does that happen? How the fuck does that happen?
I think
it's very curious.
I think what he did was that he tapped into the culture wars in America. He tapped into that. He tapped into the cultural divide that was happening, and which is really like the Machiavellian evil genius of him to do. But now I think politics has just become a culture war. Like, it's not about economics or trade or wages or anything like that actually is politics. It's a culture war. So now every politician has to play off of that. And it's why you see with John talking about his, racist attacks. Wow.
These are the numbers. So he got 82 million, so I was a couple of million off. 82 million apparently this guy got. But Barack Obama had both of the highest ones ever in history. So he got 69 million and 65 million, which is fucking mental, man. 69 million. This held it. This was 2008 he got that. And that's when his campaign was everywhere. I remember that campaign, man. Change is coming. Yeah, 70 million votes that got him. And then this guy who had no campaign comes in. I'm not pro Biden or fucking pro Trump. I think their whole system is fucked. But when I see no campaign and I see 82 million votes, okay, all right, that definitely doesn't seem sus at all.
What do you think's gonna happen in 2024? Like, what's your prediction?
So I think what's more important at the moment is Arizona right now, as of, I think it's tomorrow. America's a day behind, so it could be our Saturday. But they are finishing up their recount. So their state officials ordered a full recount of all of their votes. And as of either tomorrow, which it should be Saturday, it should be our Saturday sometime, they're going to release their findings. The vote there was a difference of 10,000 votes. So Biden won Arizona by 10,000 votes. That's it. 10,000 votes. So if they come out in a couple of days' time and they say, hey, we've got a discrepancy of, 30,000 votes or whatever it is, I think that's going to be a fucking major story. And I think a lot of people are going to question a lot of shit after that. Pennsylvania, just last week, they had their state representatives fly over to check how Arizona was going with their count and seeing how they're doing it. And Pennsylvania is 100% convinced that there is no way Biden won there. So I think what's going to happen is there's going to be a recount, and I think the results of that, just from how the people doing the recount have been saying it, I think something might happen there. Also, Trump today, as of today, it was a couple of hours ago, just before this actually, he just signed up for Rumble, so he now has a social media account again. I don't know what it's like. I haven't been on it or anything yet, but I got an alert about it. So he's now coming back at the exact same time these results are coming back. So I think that's pretty fucking interesting. I don't know if he's going to make a power play or anything like that for this election. I don't know. But over the next couple of days, we're definitely going to find out. Let's say he doesn't win, though, and it comes back and, you know, nothing happens and Biden's still the president. In 2024, I'm not too sure if he'll run again, man. Like, if it's official that Biden won, I think that's too much of a defeat for him to handle. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he could run again. He could. But, I mean, it's too hard to say, man. It's too hard to say. Because a lot of the Republicans turned on him as well. A lot of them fucking sold him out. So I don't even know if they'd let him back in the party, to be honest. And there's no way he's in an independent party.
Well, did you see the GOP primary vote for 2024? It was 8% Ted Cruz, 12% I think, and then 54% it was Trump. So,
is that from the people or representatives, though?
From the people.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do. Like, it sounds like he's got him by the balls. But in regards to Pennsylvania, like, bro, when Biden won that, I'm like, are you... I'm not claiming anything, but it's like, this is a guy who got 70,000 people to show up to his rally. It's like the home base of fracking. It's where everyone... It was his guarantee. And it was caught when he won that. I went, what? You sure about that? I was a bit like, what? Didn't make sense.
It didn't make too much, yeah. And Texas as well. Texas got so close. It's like, how the fuck does Texas almost go to a fucking blue state? There's no fucking...
Not Texas, man. Texas has to stay red.
What's also interesting, I don't know if you saw this. Hold on. President vote tally. I've just lost that thing. Oh, fuck. I just lost the vote that we're on. But, oh no, here it is. Here it is. So if we look at what happened to Trump the second time, so when Biden won, Trump got the second most amount of votes. So when he was elected, he got 62 million votes. 63 million, right? This time, when he versed Biden, he got 74 million. He got an extra 12 million votes. That's fucking impressive. Look at Barack Obama. 69 million the first time he ran. The second time he runs, he gets 65. He lost votes. Lost votes, okay? We're talking about the most popular president in history, in their entire history, okay? And he lost votes. And we can do that pretty much everyone. Bush is a fucking great example of that. 62 million, and then, 50, other way around. So 50 million and then 62 million. So he did it somehow. I don't know how the fuck he did it. But, I mean, come on. How the fuck can this guy go up by 12 million votes and still lose? It's very suspect. Again, I don't care. I'm not American. I get to watch from the fucking sidelines. This is all a fucking joke to me. But, I mean, it's pretty goddamn funny, It becomes very suspect after a while. There's a certain amount of things that happen where it's like, ooh, that seems sus. I don't know what your thoughts are on the election or not. I don't know what you believe behind that, but to me, it's very strange.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Look, I don't really take sides to either one. Like, I think it was very strange that, like, this guy who clearly has dementia and has a running mate who threw black people in jail won.
He did too.
Over. Yeah. They all fucking have. But I just think I think just he was not a good. I thought Clinton, and I don't even like Clinton. Like, I've got plenty to say about her, but she was a lot more presidential than Biden. The fact that he won, I just thought it was like, really? Like, this is was just a bit kind of like something that just doesn't add up. Like it's just a bit. Like there's a lot of skepticism to be had with what happened. Like it was just a bit strange. I'm like, it's fucking weird.
I'm very curious to see how the next couple of days turn out. Because if Arizona comes back, and like 10,000 votes is not a lot, man. That is a very close fucking race. If they turn out more than 10,000 votes that were miscounted, I mean, not only is that going to cause the whole fucking election to get called in, but the amount of distrust that is going to send throughout that country, that I mean, those people are going to be pissed, man. It's the next 2 days are going to be very fucking interesting. Very fucking interesting.
Wow.
And what's also going to be interesting is the media's response to it. How they choose to cover it is also going to shine a big light on what the fuck, people are in charge here. What narrative is allowed to be fucking told? Because right now, the Arizona thing, it's being broadcast live on their website. So the live tally, you can actually go to it right now and you can see them doing the live count. Like everything's being recorded. They're, announcing it as they go along and all this kind of stuff. So people don't have to go to the news to see what the results are. They can go straight to the fucking Arizona vote website and actually see what the fuck is going on. So what's going to be real interesting is to see how the media responds to this. Do they cover the story? Do they leave it alone? Does Twitter unban Trump? What the fuck happens from here?
Yeah. Like, I think at the end of the day, like, already, people, like, within America particularly, they just distrust the media. Like, they can't, there's a huge lack of trust towards what they say. And people like Chris Cuomo, Rachel Maddow, Tucker Carlson, all these people, like, they're not journalists. Like, they're just stars. They're just these media figures who get talking heads, right? Like, and the fact that you've got to remember, like, the Democrats back in 2016 for like 3 or 4 years pushed this Russiagate bullshit. So if they get to contest that election, I think it's only fair that the Republicans get to do the same this time.
Yeah.
So there's you can't really
that
say,
story, yeah, well, that story was based off bullshit too. Like, it turns out there was no evidence at all to even cause that story to fucking start happening. And it's like, well, how the fuck was every media organization reporting on it? Like, how are they doing that? But I think their media is very much owned by Rupert Murdoch as well. I'm pretty sure he owns, it's something like 80%. It's something fucking ridiculous of the amount of media he owns over there. So I don't know what the Americans' views are of Rupert, but I'm pretty sure they don't like him. From what I have heard, they don't like him. So I don't think they trust his media either.
No, well, it's over there as well. Like, not only is it Murdoch, excuse me, it's also the military-industrial complex, big pharma, the fossil fuel industries that like fund these news networks. And people have finally figured that out. So when you see this whole pro-war narrative towards Russia and all that, it's extremely disturbing, and it makes sense as to why they push that fucking, Russia gate bullshit for like 3 years. Because at the time, and still as it's happening now, they are completely against Russia because, all these different proxy countries like Syria, the Philippines, countries in the Middle East are allying with Russia because they've seen what the US has done across the globe, which has completely destroyed third world countries in order to get its natural resources. So, now the fact that you have all these countries allying with Russia, I mean, it kind of makes sense as to why they're doing it, because like America's just acted like the world cop. It's caused a whole heap of problems, and now the fact that that's happening, that's why America's so anti-Russia. But it's like, why are we back in the 50s? What's this McCarthyism bullshit that we're doing? Like, the fact that they're calling someone like Tulsi Gabbard a Russian? I don't know if you know who that is, but
yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah. The fact that they're calling her a Russian, it's just like, what is this? Yeah. Like, do you honestly think that's a genuine criticism? Like a two-time war veteran, you're going to call her a Russian? What?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Someone who went to the fucking Gulf, like literally went over there, and you're going to call that person a Russian? Someone who literally risked their fucking life to defend the country, and you're going after that person, calling them a Russian? Like, my fucking, where are their standards gone? Like, this is something which has been, it's changed so much. Like, Time magazine used to be this, regarded as this paper that was the truth. Like, it had such a high reputation behind it. And when an article came out, or when one of them spoke, it meant something to people. And I don't know what the organizations are today that have replaced that, because I know no one thinks about Time like that anymore. And Washington Post just got bought by Jeff Bezos, who solely fucking owns it. They've never run a negative story against him since he fucking bought it. It's like, yeah. So, you know, he runs CIA servers on all of his fucking servers that he owns. Washington Post now has CIA fucking links. It's like, what the fuck is going on here? So like, it's weird to see so much of a change happen with these media companies, because I don't know of a media company that people trust anymore. Like, my dad still reads The Guardian, but I don't know if he fully believes it anymore. And he's Scottish, man. He fucking loves The Guardian, and he's starting to lose faith with some of the articles they're publishing. So I just don't know what a paper of record is anymore. I don't know what media agency people rely on to tell the truth. I don't know if one exists.
Well, think about it, man, because like about 6-7 months ago, people like us and independent journalists and comedians and the public were saying, you know, or were just, you know, considering the fact that the COVID came from a Wuhan lab, and that by the mainstream media was deemed as like a conspiracy theory. But now it's been established by Fauci himself in leaked emails that it did come from a lab. And there's all this evidence to suggest that. Now it's a mainstream story. So it's kind of like, it doesn't, the trust towards the media and the articles they're publishing and the labels and the words that they use, like, it's just, it's showing that there's a real game here that they're playing, and it's extremely dangerous.
Yeah, there's an agenda, it appears. I saw a funny meme. Yeah, I saw a funny meme the other day, and I can't remember it exactly, but essentially it's like conspiracy theory today, headline news tomorrow. It's like, wow, that's what it's fucking turned into. Like, it really has fucking become that. A couple of months later, and now the media's reporting conspiracy theories. It's like, wait a minute, I thought these weren't real, and now all of a sudden, all of them turn out to be fucking factual. It's like, what the fuck? I don't see it lasting, man. I don't see how these guys can keep going at this rate. Like, surely they've got to be hemorrhaging viewers. Surely.
They are. CNN, MSNBC, and all those major networks in America, their ratings are just falling towards like 70%, something insane like that. They're losing numbers. And like, the thing is that our generation and people like us, there are so many people who are just doing it themselves without any biases. But they're just doing it on their own because they're looking into it like on their own terms, no agenda. They're just trying to get the truth because that's what the internet's allowed us to do. And these mainstream networks have just completely lost the trust of everyone. And it's interesting, like Brian Stelter from CNN came out the other day and he's like, what are we doing wrong? I don't understand. What are we doing wrong? And Joe Rogan came out and he's like, how don't you just do your fucking job? Your show's terrible. What are you getting all like annoyed for? Like, you're the problem. And it's just these people who know they're dying out, and this generation that we're in at the moment, like, we're just doing everything on our own. And these mainstream companies, especially in Australia, they're not holding up anymore. It's not working out. Like, it's really going to collapse in on itself. And it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the next 10 years in regards to that.
Yeah, I don't think we'll have TV in 10 years, or at least not something drastic is going to have to happen for us to
absolutely.
Go back to it. I mean, yeah, I think the internet's just taken over. I don't know if you saw Rogan today. Actually, Rogan just released an episode with Brett Weinstein about
really?
ivermectin. Yeah, apparently they've got a cure to. Oh fuck, this is on YouTube. These guys are claiming, okay, not me. These guys are claiming that they've got a cure to COVID. It's called ivermectin. I don't even know if I can fucking say it. I hope I can say it. Whatever the fuck, I don't give a shit. This video might get pulled. I apologize, man. So apparently there's this drug called ivermectin, and it's existed for the past 40 years. We've had it. It's been in society. It's used for heaps of stuff. And apparently they did trials with it. I'll try and remember this. There'll be someone out there that fucking corrects me, but I'll get it, pretty close. They were doing studies or trials, they call it, in hospitals where they would give it to the actual workers, the nurses, the doctors, everything. They would give them the ivermectin. They had one where they had a hospital full of 800 workers and another hospital and it had 700 workers in it where they didn't take anything. Every doctor and nurse in the hospital of the 800 that took the ivermectin as a preventative, none of them, zero people caught COVID in the hospital, in the most dangerous place. The one where they didn't take anything, where it was just a control, out of the 700 people, 57% of them got COVID. So that's a complete massive difference. And this drug, ivermectin, it has been available in our society for 40 years, and it had every trial run on it. I can't remember what its actual purpose is for. It's some obscure fucking thing. But anyway, Joe's had a Brett on because on Brett Weinstein's channel, when they were talking about it, when he had a fucking virologist, I think that's the word. I don't know the word. He had a virologist come on and actually talk to him about ivermectin. And that video got taken down by YouTube for putting out false information. None of it was false. It was marked as spam. False information, misleading information, and spam. That's what it got marked as. None of it was made up. All of it is real. They have case studies. They have trials. It's all fucking real. It's all proof. But YouTube is removing it. So now, they even removed the doctor that he had on. I can't remember the doctor's name. I wish I could. But he actually had a state Senate hearing that was recorded and uploaded to YouTube. It got 9 million views where he was talking about ivermectin, and then YouTube removed it. A state Senate hearing they removed off YouTube because of what the contents was in a Senate hearing. Okay? Now, because of that, Joe was like, fuck that noise. Get over here. So he's had him go on Spotify just today. You got to listen to it. And they talk about ivermectin. So what's going to be real fucking interesting now in the next day is if any other media organizations report on it or if it's just going to stay on fucking Spotify and stay on Joe Rogan. And what's also going to be interesting is to see if Spotify does anything about it either. Because at the moment, Spotify's been letting him get away with some stuff. So let's see if they let him get away with this. It's going to be
this is the same guy that this is the same guy when Alex Jones on said, 21-year-olds don't need the vaccine. But, man, hey, look, you and I, we've talked about Trump, Alex Jones, censorship. I don't think we've already gone down the rabbit hole. But, in regards to, what's happening with vaccinations at the moment, the fact that there are problems with it. And, look, I'm not anti-vax. I am pro-vax. Always taken them, never had an issue.
I've had them on. Yeah.
Yep, but in regards to there's been issues with it. I'm not here to promote that no one should take it. It's not what I'm here to say. But at the same time, I think, it's understandable why people have skepticism towards it. Why they're starting to think, should I take it? Is it healthy? Why are all these problems? Why are they getting pulled back? It doesn't really make any sense. It's kind of a bit. Yeah. A bit weird, because apparently how do you say it? Hydroxychloroquine? I can't.
Hydroxychloroquine. Yeah.
I can't. Let's just call it hydroxy. Hydroxy. So hydroxy was, apparently that was a conspiracy theory, and then apparently it works, and so it's kind of apparently doesn't. But it's kind of you have to look at who is making these vaccines. Which is Bill Gates, and that's extremely.
He doesn't make ivermectin, and ivermectin, because it's been around for so long, there's actually a generic version of it. You can buy the pill. One dose is $1, compared to the one they have going at the moment, which costs $3,000 per dose. So ivermectin coming in at $1 can cure people, and it's cheap. There's generic versions of it. You can literally go to the pharmacy and buy a generic version for like a couple of bucks and be fine. So this stuff actually, this conversation changes the game. It completely, which it undermines everything the whole thing that's been going on. And one of the things with America, with this vaccine that been pushing through, they've been giving them emergency. I can't remember what they call it, but it's like emergency rush through. So you don't need to do trials. You don't need to do all this stuff. You can just push it out, and if anything goes wrong, there's no blame. The reason they were able to do that is because there's a clause that says if there's nothing that exists now that can help stop whatever it is that's happening, then they can go and, under extreme circumstances, create something to go do that. And now, because ivermectin has been around for 40 years, what Brett is also claiming is that under false pretenses, they've gone ahead and rushed through experimental drugs, which, like you said, is all owned by Bill Gates. I don't know about 100%, but he owns a fair fucking chunk. He's never been fucking banned off fucking YouTube or anything like that as well, which is also fucking strange. But anyway, so now they're saying that even these vaccines that they've been rushed through were done under false pretext, which means anyone could be fucking liable now. They could undo these vaccines, which are causing damage. No, I shouldn't say that. But there have been negative side effects from some of them. So it's going to be, what's going to happen now is going to be something that it's going to shock the world. Because, I mean, what do we do now? These experimental drugs shouldn't have been experimental. We had a cure the whole fucking time, and no one looked into it because it was too cheap. Like, is that the actual fucking reason? What is this shit? This guy was going before Senate hearings. This guy was reaching out to people. He was treating patients with this stuff. And everyone ignored him. No media reported on him. No one challenged him. No one had a debate with him. Nothing. Just completely ignored. So that's going to have some massive ramifications, I think. Yeah. Which is why I think it's going to get pulled off fucking Spotify. I don't think Spotify is going to leave it up for too long.
Oh, I hope too. If they pull it off, then I don't think that $100 million is really going to make Rogan very happy. But, it's interesting because Bill Gates, he won't even take the vaccine himself, and he won't even tell people what's in the vaccine. It was on CBS News, and they were saying to him, hey, 80% of people who've been taking the vaccine have been, getting very sick, some are dying. He's like, well, that's how it is. It's the fact that it was so rushed and so, put out there without, any, time focuses and allowing it to be, fleshed out properly. You can understand why there are side effects. You haven't been taking your time. Vaccines are a long process. I'm not even a scientist, and I know that.
Yeah. It's common sense.
It's common sense. When you have these dickheads like Jimmy...
Yeah.
I was going to say, when you have these dickheads like Jimmy Kimmel who gets all these nurses to tell people, hey, idiot, go get vaccinated. What's wrong with you? Are you dumb? It's like, why are you still on the air? Who told you to become a... Why have you decided to become a bastardized version of Noam Chomsky? Please stop. You don't know what you're talking about. God. Yeah, what were you going to say?
Yeah. I was going to say it's funny, the percentage. So in Victoria, apparently 3% of Victorians have taken the vaccine. 3%. in the worst place in the whole fucking country, and 3% of them have taken the vaccine. Oh my God. The level of distrust that has to exist for that to fucking happen, there's no way they trust Dan Andrews. I mean, it's weird. It's what I'm just realizing now, actually saying this out loud. It's weird how many things are breaking down at the same time. So much of fucking media is breaking down. so much of the respecting government is breaking down. I mean, it feels like the end times almost a little bit. I'm not saying it's fucking doom and gloom everywhere. There's a lot of things that are still fucking awesome, and you know, we're going to space now. Space is becoming fucking viable. People are
Jeff Bezos has gone up there. Hopefully he never comes back.
Yeah. He's taking his brother. He's flying his brother up as well. How fucking
good. They
legit
can't
is that?
procreate, which is awesome. No, I'm not.
But yeah, so I'm not being a pessimist saying everything's fucking doomed and when we're all fucked. But it's weird that all these institutions that have existed for so long are all breaking down at the same time. That's is very interesting times that we're in. I've never seen anything like this before, and all at once too. All at once, they're all coming down. They're crumbling.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like the next 10 years is going to be showing a very new evolution in the way Western society operates. Because they can't keep doing what they're doing. Like the current government that we have in power, what's been happening in America, like they can't keep doing what they're doing. It's going to collapse in on itself. Like they can't keep giving tax breaks to big tax breaks to corporations. Like I sound like Pauline Hanson who can't string a fucking sentence together. But, you know, you can't keep allowing, you know, big corporations in America like Amazon to keep doing what it's doing because, you know, no one's buying anything and, you know, prices are inflating and wages are too low. Like, it's going to collapse in on itself. And when you have all this shit on the other side of things, like with the vaccine, the election results, like, you can't, it's gonna fucking crash hard with the way they're doing things. It's not going to work. It's not going to keep operating in the same way that it was 10 years ago.
Yeah. It's not going to be like a gradual decrease either. It's going to be a fucking cliff face. Like it's just going to be a vertical fucking drop. Like it's not going to be a smooth ending. It's going to be a fucking abrupt ending.
Absolutely. And like, not looking forward to that either. And like, you see, I think what was really telling as well recently was when you had John Cena apologize to fucking people in China for calling Taiwan a country in Mandarin.
Yeah.
Like,
what a fucking sellout. Fuck that, dude.
That was insane to me. Yeah. That shows you how far they've gone in regards to like where their economy is hanging off of, like who they're relying on heavily. They can blame China all they want. They can push that pro-war narrative, but at the same time, you've got a Hollywood movie star who has hundreds and millions of dollars on the line apologizing to China. Like it's insane where that's gone.
Yeah, China has very much taken over America. Which, speaking of which, I love you, Taiwan. Taiwan number one.
Taiwan number one. Taiwan is number one. 100%. We'll back you. You're still a country.
Yeah.
That's scary as well what's going on in Taiwan. Fuck.
I can't believe he made the full apology in Chinese. Like, that's such a fucking sellout. That's
terrible.
Man. It goes to show how much control China has of the American system. Did you see the video of the Chinese billionaire? He was up on stage giving a
Jack Ma.
He was given no. Jack Ma they made disappear. That's also fucking interesting. Yeah. Is he? I didn't know he's back. He's back.
He's back. They found him. He's good. He's all fine.
Where he was lost on a walk or something, was he?
Yeah, went to Xinjiang, Randy. I don't know. Fuck. Jesus.
Yeah. Oh man. But anyway, they were giving this talk, and fuck, I really wish I could remember this guy's name. I'd bring it up. I'll send it to you later. But essentially, this guy was getting up on stage in front of a massive audience, and there was 1 million live streamers watching it as well. And he goes, you know, we basically own America. Like, you know, Biden, those guys are friends. They're family. You know. They got our back, and he's basically just saying, you know, we fucking own these guys. They're part of us, and the whole audience, Chinese audience, the whole Chinese audience, just fucking bursts out into laughter, like they all fucking agree and they all fucking know that's how it fucking works. Yeah. So I think I think this new guy they've got in and the whole system that they've got in at the moment is very much in favour of China over the rest of the world. So
absolutely. Well, that's just America for you, man. They're too greedy for their own interests. You know, like they're way too greedy. It's they've gotten way too focused on money, and now they're in a place where like they have to apologize for naming a country. Like it's extremely concerning. Like it's one of those things where there's just money talks too much to these people, and it's truly representing where Western culture's headed and Western economics is going.
Did you see Did you see the WHO interview as well, where the interviewer asked about Taiwan, and then the WHO guy fucking hangs up the Skype call on it?
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yep.
Like these Chinese people, they know how to fucking play the game. It's not even. I wouldn't even say it's Chinese people. It's the Chinese government. You know.
Yeah.
Xi is really the one behind it. It's not. I wouldn't say it's like a whole group of people, but it's definitely Xi and Xi's followers.
Yeah, he's a smart man, dude. What were you going to say?
Oh, that's right. I was going to make the point. You're right about America. Like they did it to themselves. Like China outsmarted them. They figured out what their fucking weakness was, which is greed, and they went straight after it. They attacked capitalism with capitalism. Like when you actually think about how complicated it is, what they've done, it's pretty fucking impressive. Like it's genius. It's sad because of what's going to happen, but it is a fucking tactical move and a half, and the planning behind it is impressive as fuck. They essentially took the middle class from America and shifted all of that wealth and power over to China. It's one of the biggest heists of all time, and they've essentially gotten away with it because they produce everything. They got that market first before they did the attack. So now the entire world is dependent on them so that they can take over. It's fucking 4D chess, man. It's levels on levels here.
It's the art of war.
Done it.
Yeah, it's the art of war. They've just gone for it. So it's gonna be really interesting where that all heads, and how they're gonna have to, because they can't, like we said before, like if they keep doing what they're doing, like it's just gonna end abruptly, like we said before. So if America wants to keep functioning as the superpower, they're gonna have to. I don't know what they're going to do, man. The next election is really going to be telling, because it's going to truly show where the voters' mindsets are. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be, you can't keep going for this Obama-esque type of capitalism. Like it's not going to work. It's going to crumble in on itself. And, and Australia, I think, really needs to, not follow in the footsteps of the US so much. You look at our foreign policy, it's the exact same as the US. You look at our trade and, they're trying to turn towards the US. It's like I'm not saying Australia needs to be a republic or anything. In fact, I don't know too much about that. But the thing is that we're getting ourselves into a point where we're becoming too heavily reliant on the US. So it's very interesting. Yes, and that's becoming quite problematic as BuzzFeed likes to say, but it's true.
Well, it used to be back in the day that America used to make everything. So when they put out their trade regulations and their trade laws, we signed it because we didn't have a fucking choice. They made everything. If we wanted something, if we wanted a fridge, okay, if we wanted to keep stuff cool, which in Australia is pretty fucking handy. Like, if you wanted anything, tables, furniture, whatever, TVs, everything, it was all America. Cars, like, they made it all. And they had us by the balls. So when they brought out their trade regulations, we just fucking signed the paperwork. Like, we agree. Yeah. Like, what the fuck other choice do we have? But right now, that is China. China produces everything. What the fuck is made in America anymore? Like, nothing, right? Nothing. Your hat? No. My clothes? No. China. No. Everything's China.
This iPhone, so, what do you think that's made from?
Fucking China, So America doesn't have that power anymore. We have no reason and I don't know about this whole nationalism stuff. I don't follow politics that heavily enough, but it makes no sense to me now. Why would we be in the back pocket of America as much as we are? They're not going to attack us. We look the same as them, so that's never going to fucking work. And we talk the same, so it pretty much covers
exactly.
This thing. But
yep.
we're not. Why are we following everything they do when we're not relying on them at all? Okay, what do they have? The military. What else do they have? Oil, a little bit, but where do we get that from? We use coal, and we get the rest from fucking Saudi. So again, they're producing nothing that we need and nothing that supports us. So I don't know why we are just doing everything that they're doing. Why we're just copying them. It makes very little sense to me. Why would we be doing that? Made sense back in the day, but it doesn't make sense now. The world's different.
No, it doesn't make sense anymore. And back when Paul Keating was the Prime Minister, he was very much opening trade and economic relations towards the Pacific Asia. And when John Howard got in, Paul Keating was saying you need to keep that going. In a long-term effect, that is going to benefit us economically, and it's going to put us on one, in the top 5, top 3 even. The fact that John Howard and the Liberals have changed that, it's just extremely concerning, because now you look at how Scott Morrison is handling relations with China. He's not even doing what he wants. He's doing what the US wants. And we're buying this military equipment. We're expanding our military, understandably, because, the US has gotten us into this fucking, shit fight with China in regards to, what's happening with the military. But since we're at this point, it just shows you the fact that, the current government is doing whatever the US tells them to do. It's not our interests are not within the US. Our best interests do not align with what the US wants. And I think, in regards to being concerned with their own backyard, we need to focus more on what's better for the country rather than what's better for the White House.
Yeah.
Which is extremely...
Couldn't agree more, man. I think that is a fucking brilliant place to end it, man. What do you reckon?
I reckon so, man. Beautiful. 100%.
I fucking enjoyed that. Oi, I should fucking have you back on. This is a great chat, man. I enjoyed it.
I would love to come back on anytime. I had an absolute pleasure, dude.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. All right, we'll end it on here, but we'll chat afterwards. All right.
Absolutely.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
See you next time. Where can people find you? Where can people follow you?
Double N Benn on YouTube. I have a podcast, Double N Benn Variety Show. All my socials are linked to there, and where you can find me.
Wicked. Yeah, awesome. And they're all below as well. I'll link them all down. All right, awesome. Catch us all.
Thanks, guys.